eating in or eating out?
Oh, that sounds crazy.
So you know What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Comenta Algo. I am your host, Pedro Martinez.
And I'm Vicente Diesel.
So for today, as you guys can see, we got another empty chair, and you know what that means. We got another guest. So this is a guy that I've known for a good amount of years now. We played on the same field together. We got to know each other as teammates, and just an overall really good guy. After football, he transitioned into motivational speaking, and he's worked talking to a lot of youth working with other people, and just very excited to just have him on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is James Brock. Clap it up, absolutely. There's a reason for that.
Yes, sir. Clap it up.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the show, bro. Very excited to have you here. Not everybody knows your whole story.
Oh man, first of all, I want to thank y'all for having me here today. I really appreciate the opportunity. Once again, my name is James Brock, or J Brock. My brand is Clap It Up. Initially, what happened was, after watching Eric Thomas doing what he do, I kind of got inspired. I'm trying to find out what I'm doing in my own life. So one day I had got a haircut, right? And I was like, man, I'm looking good. Now I got a haircut.
You're feeling yourself.
Real good, right? And so I stood in front of the camera and started to kind of, act like I was telling a speech. And so I looked at the camera like, man, you look good. You need to drop a video. So that day, I dropped a video, and I basically told people to follow their dreams. I got a lot of feedback, a lot of likes and things like that, a lot of views. After that, I said, you know what, I'm going to stay consistent with this because it made me feel good to even just drop a message. I started to shoot videos on a daily basis, just motivational, inspirational, whatever it is. One day, I started coming up to the camera, and I started just clapping, just naturally clapping. The more I did it, the more people started to talk about it. And so my friends started to get around me and be like, yeah, clap it up, yeah, that's right, clap. And then they started to joke around about it, so it started to plant a seed in my head. And initially, I'm like, okay, I gotta find a brand. What's my brand gonna be? I'm ignoring that the whole time, like whatever this Clap It Up stuff, I'm ignoring it. And then I dropped the brand called the Drippiniers. It wasn't really organic. I just wanted to drop something.
Yeah.
And so anyway, time goes on, people still joking about clapping and things like that. And then one day my godbrother calls me like, man, he called me laughing, like, man, I'm gonna call you Clap-O-Berry with the root. And Clap-O-Berry, it's like an inside thing, but like, we got an uncle who puts O-Berry at the end of every word he says. Okay. So he said Clap-O-Berry.
We got a lot of great food in front of us, and we got a lot of great conversations coming up. Can't wait for you guys to check it out. Alright guys, so for the first plate for Honey's Kettle Chicken, we got their spicy tenders. They're pretty good looking tenders.
More than fair sized tenders.
Oh, absolutely.
Bro. They gave you half a chicken for one, as a tender.
Like I said, I'm not complaining at all. We were talking to Brock off camera, and we asked him if he's ever had the spicy tenders, and you never had them, huh?
No, I never had those. I've had the chicken and the biscuits and all that, but never the tenders.
So it'll be a first for all of us.
Yeah. Well, let the guests go first. Let you pick out the first piece.
Yeah.
See the seed on that.
I know, right? So hopefully it's not that spicy. I mean, I know we've been...
Go flavor.
Oh, really?
It looks like teriyaki. That's from the look of it. The taste of it, we'll see.
Let's try it out. First of all, it's a great piece of chicken.
That's what I was looking at.
Kind of reminds me, those Chinese places, with the spicy chicken, kind of like that. But this is like gourmet style right here. What you think, man?
It's cool.
Yeah.
I think my piece is a little dry inside.
Oh no.
It also came with fries and
the biscuit, which I mean, me and Pedro have never had the biscuits here, but to Brock, he told us
those biscuits are off the chain. You gotta make sure you put some honey on.
Okay. All right, so Pedro, let's just split this in half.
call that half.
You got a bigger half.
It's not half.
Oh, okay.
It's not dry like your Popeyes biscuit.
No. This okay.
Those biscuits, there's like good quality, bro. It's real good.
Oh crap! Hey man, I think it might be the best biscuit I've ever had.
It's kind of almost going to cornbread, but it's not there.
Yeah.
But it's like thick like that.
Because you got like Church's chicken biscuits. Church's chicken is good, but it's something that leaves you empty on the inside. That one right there fills you up. It's perfect. And then when you get them out the box and they're warm and they fall in the ball, my goodness.
I'm gonna try this out just to see how it is.
Let me pepperoni?
Yeah, just try it
I do
out.
go into some of the pickles.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Well, I ain't gonna open
Go
it up
for it, bro.
yet.
And as we're, trying out the sides, I know you mentioned it earlier in the intro about how Clap It Up kind of came into existence. We got to give this man some background so that you guys can know this man a little more. There's a reason to Clap It Up and where all this motivation came from. Where you from, man? Like, where'd you grow up? School and all that type of stuff, just to give people a little background.
Okay, well, I grew up in Inglewood, and I went to Crenshaw High School.
Damn, you play with some ballers.
Oh yeah, man! I
Oh,
graduated.
don't get me started on that.
I graduated in the year of 2011. I played with guys like D'Anthony Black Mamba Thomas, and, Marcus Martin, Hayes Pollard, Greg Dupree, Marquise Thompson, Shaquille Shelton.
I got a bone to pick with you about that.
Want to pick with me?
Yeah, man.
What happened, man?
Y'all made a 10th grade old Kevin, man. Just wanted quick football after that,
Wait,
man.
what team did you play for?
Fremont, man.
Oh,
Why y'all gotta do that like that, man? We're not gonna talk scores or nothing, because whoever was there, that was a crazy ass game. And I wasn't gonna talk about that on camera, but I'm like, man, you mentioned all these names, and it's like PTSD all over again, man.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell y'all, that was the biggest ass whooping I've ever gotten on the field, bro. Go ahead. You talk about all those NFL dudes.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much playing for Crenshaw, man, we ran the city. We never lost the inner city game. I probably lost like under 10 games throughout my whole entire high school career. We were loaded, man. We were really loaded. But like one thing about myself, and even like a lot of players on our team, because we were so naturally talented, a lot of us didn't really work that hard. You know what I'm saying? And when I think about games like the De La Salle game, we went all the way to the state championship game. A lot of us were like, man, we don't even want to play this game. We tired. After the city championship, a lot of us were so tired.
We're done. So that's over 3 to 4 months already, just season.
Man, bro, we would practice for hours on end. So by the time we got to the state game, everybody was tired. We don't want to play. A lot of us didn't want to play until we got to the game and we realized we really here. That was when it kicked in. So that taught me that you can't expect to win if you don't have your mind in the game. The whole entire time is preparing. Like when you step onto the field, you have to have already won the game. You know what I'm saying? But
absolutely. Being a high school team from an inner city facing one of these juggernaut state teams that are always in there.
Ain't no quote unquote, they are.
Yeah, they are.
They La Salle.
Yeah. It was 10th grade Kevin playing against all these dudes with amazing talents. And like I said, I got to play with a good amount too at SMC. I played with Butter, Ross, all them dudes that are like big brothers to me. Like I said, I always cherish everything they taught me. Watching them like play against De La Salle, if anything for me, that just sparked it even more to get even better on the field. Like my years at Fremont, we weren't that good. But the hell with that. Personally, I was gonna give it 150%, no matter what was gonna happen.
And out of high school, I went to Mason University, then I transferred to SMC, where I met my guy. Then I went to Western Oregon, and and I came back home on my pursuit to what I'm gonna do with my life. And that's kind of where Clap It Up kind of started to form.
Alright guys, so for the second plate, we got the big box. And this is pretty much the main attraction. What brings everybody to Honey's Kettle's Chicken is, their fried chicken. We got thighs, I think we got legs in there, we got everything. Like I said, it's a big box. The kettle chicken, how it just, overall, just from presentation wise, that looks good.
Like you're gonna be full just by looking at it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you got the biscuits, you got the fries, you got a little bit of everything in there. Go ahead, get your piece, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Can you stop being humble and take the big piece?
For real, man. You taking a leg, man? Come on, man. All right, let me get this.
Good quality chicken, man. Bro.
Like I said, man, presentation wise, it looks amazing already.
It's crispy, but not like.
I mean, we did order like an hour ago, so I still got a little crunch though.
It's still some great quality chicken though.
Imagine fresh out.
You know what? D'Anthony Thomas put us on putting honey and Louisiana hot sauce
Mix?
on. Yeah. So you put the honey on there first, then you put the Louisiana hot sauce. He was doing that with Popeye's chicken. And every time I eat fried chicken, that's how I do it.
Like a little spicy honey type. Let me try this.
It's like natural honey. Not your Aunt Jemima honey. Like it's from the bees itself.
Okay.
I take that as they're enjoying the food.
Absolutely. That we're quiet, huh? Like we ain't even talking.
We shut up.
I did a good job, y'all.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I'm clapping up to that, man. I did a good job.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the chicken, overall great. The skin, crunchy. You could tell they make this the day of. Everything's freshly made. It's just something that you would really want. As we're enjoying this chicken, I know you mentioned during the intro about the origin story, how you was getting a cut, you liked how you like motivated yourself, and just, you know, just upbringing yourself, and you think you could do that for other people. So how'd that go?
I got a lot of feedback on that, and then I just started to shoot more videos. I wanted to be consistent with it. And then the whole brand thing started to come about, like, okay, you gotta have a brand, you gotta have what your brand be. And so I went to sleep and had a dream. And in that dream, I was homeless. I felt as free as I've ever felt in my life, you know. And it wasn't like I'm free from my family. I was just free of having to go to a job and clock in and everything. In that dream, I was in Hollywood. I was like sleeping in the alley on the beach or something like that. I woke up and I said, okay, I gotta figure out how to make money. I just ran, you know, I ran. I saw people with like business suits on and stuff, and I like ducked under cars, all kind of stuff. I just ran away from them.
Yeah. And
then I went back to Hollywood Boulevard. I went to Sunset Boulevard, and I just stood there in the street. And I just looked at all the cars. And when I stood there, I felt like God, you know, said to me, like, you have everything you need to be able to make money the way that you want to make it, or to have your freedom, but you have to go out and get it. And so when I woke up, I said, man, I feel like I'm not helping myself by not having a brand and not having clothes and things like that. So that day, when I woke up, I hit my guy up who does the clothing and things like that, and I said, the name of my brand is Clap It Up. You know, so this is, I designed it and everything, sent it to him. I paid like $250 for him to do the shirts and everything like that. And that was where Clap It Up as a complete brand was born. And it all started from that dream. I'm big on my dreams. A lot of people don't like listening to their dreams. Yeah. And of course you don't, if you have a dream of killing somebody, of course you don't wake up.
Yeah, you don't want to act on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
But I've had dreams to where, like for an example, before I spoke at Crenshaw, I had been thinking about it, but I never did it. So I had a dream one night that I had spoke at Crenshaw, and I went up to talk to the coach and go do it. Like, following my dreams and things like that. That's got me a lot of places.
Speaking of many places, you know, I've seen you talk to, like, you know, the younger kids, football camps, you know, just trying to give them a message and be like, hey, this is possible, but there's going to be a lot of work coming in. You don't sugarcoat it either. You also got to be real with them and be like, hey, you really want to get to the NFL? There's 1% of people that get to make it to the NFL. You alone know how the grind is. Speaking to JUCO players, I seen you talking to our former coach's team at El Camino. Shout out Coach Giff. You the OG now to them, because you've been through
it.
You won championships with Coach Giff. You know,
D1. When I went up there and spoke to them, just talking to Coach Giff and things like that, that was cool. But you know what though? I wasn't the best speaker at that point in time. Hey. I was just talking. I'm like, like now I understand how I need to structure it, what I need to do more now. And I'll be looking back at the video cringing like,
It's all trial and error though, man. If you were to go back to our first episode, it ain't the same episode now.
Right.
You live and learn, and like you said, growth. And when was like your first printed shirt? Like when was your first motivation to speak? Because was it 2019?
Yeah, I got a trademark, so it had to be, I think it all started in 2018, like November. I went through a situation at my job. My job constantly reminded me why I couldn't work a job like this.
Okay.
I'm a truck driver and stuff.
Yeah.
So one day, I was a truck driver. They have something called second run. You do a whole route. Like your route might be 10 stops, wherever it's at. Going back to the yard, driving the truck. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. So as I'm driving home, I'm like, okay, I want to go home. I don't want to have to do a second run.
Yeah.
And so when I get back to the yard, the supervisor sees me and he's like, okay, you got to do a second run. I'm like, bro, I'm so pissed off. I mean, I was just visibly upset.
Yeah.
And so when I got in that car, and I said to myself, the only way out of this is to do all the stuff that you're thinking about. You're thinking about shooting skits, you're thinking about doing all this other stuff, but you're not doing anything. Yeah. And so during that ride, I told myself, I said, okay, I commit. I said, no matter how crazy I look, no matter how stupid I may feel, I'm gonna commit to doing the stuff I want to do. Or I'm gonna have to settle for working like this for the rest of my life. At that point, I wanted to shoot skits. I shot a couple of skits. I did a baby boy reenactment. Big Melvin was telling Jody and his friend it's about guns and butter. I did that. Did a couple more skits, and then it transitioned to me finally like stumbling upon Eric Thomas.
Okay.
I did that. That's when it transitioned into motivational speaking. My biggest thing was to make sure I stay consistent, because after football, I wanted to do so much. Like, okay, I want to try this. I want to try that. I want to try this. And I went from one thing to the other. So a lot of people didn't really understand, like, why? What are you gonna do? Why do you want to do this 1 minute and the next minute you don't? When I tell people I was trying to find myself, but the only way I'm gonna find myself is trying different things. And a lot of people just really didn't understand. A lot of people weren't patient with it. I faced a lot of scrutiny behind that, and I developed just a reputation of being inconsistent. And so with this, I said, okay, I'm gonna stay consistent. So what happened? One of the things that happened initially, was I tried out for this movie. I sent in like a couple movie auditions. I didn't get the movie role, but I said, okay, cool. Everything ain't gonna be perfect. And I just had to remind myself that it's gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? The same thing I'm saying to them, I'm going through. But for me, it's mentally. Do you have the mental strength to, people don't care about the video you post? Do you have the mental strength to go through when nobody's telling you nothing about what you're doing?
Yeah.
Do you have that strength to continue to go when you feel like it's not working, or it doesn't seem like it's going to be as big as you want it to?
Yeah.
You know, those type of things are very important for the progress in any run of life. And people would tell me, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're doing real good. Because I mean, I got a truck driving job. That's a fairly good job. I'm proud of you. You know, you got your own place to stay. You got your own car. I'm doing good for a young man. And so when they would say that they were proud of me, I'm like, what are you proud of? You feel me? Like, I'm not proud of myself.
Yeah.
So you telling me you proud of me it really does nothing to me. I'm just kind of like, well, thank you, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but that helped me understand no matter what people feel or say about you, that really don't mean nothing. It's all about what you feel about yourself and how you think about yourself. So going through all these phases, like I said, constantly being reminded why I can't work for nobody, I just felt like working for people really is not my thing. It's not meant for me. Because I was constantly reminded, bro, rather it's a nagging supervisor that I don't want to deal with. For example, like at my last job, supervisor ends up getting fired, right? I'm like, y'all expect us to kiss their ass and they're just as expendable as we are?
Yep.
This is another human being. This is another man. I'm not about to. No. Once I developed that attitude, I knew it was only a matter of time before I can walk away from my job. And that's another thing, manifestation. I told my fiance over and over again, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna be able to quit my job, so whatever's gonna take place is gonna take place, but I'm walking away from this job. You know, then I have my son. And so when I have my son, we get into situations where we gotta get people to babysit him. Now we gotta get people to come to the house in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning to watch my son. Very uncomfortable with that.
Oh yeah.
Very, very uncomfortable with that. So things like that constantly charge me up to do whatever I gotta do to be able to walk away from the job. It's a hustle. I gotta sell shirts.
Absolutely.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's a hustle. But you know, like they say, everybody that you listen to that really made it took a risk.
Yeah.
It's like how you say, you hustling, but you love the hustle. The fact that you're hustling for yourself, that's what drives you even more. Because if you were hustling for that second run, you wouldn't even been doing it with the love that you're doing it now.
Well, I'm at work breaking my body down, my back hurts, straining different things, pulling different things. I'm like, I'm doing nothing but killing myself.
Yep.
And I gotta wake up every day and do this and I don't like it? Oh man, bro, you can imagine how upset I would be.
Not a lot of people have the courage or the mindset to do that, to walk away. Because finances plays a big factor on them.
Definitely.
And not everybody's able to do it, but you were, and I mean, you're on the road to success right now, man.
I still go through a lot of things mentally.
Absolutely.
Some days I'm not as motivated.
Yeah.
Some days I don't feel like it. Some days I'm in a dark place where it's like, dang, it's really working. You know what I'm saying? So I still go through the battles, but I've learned how to stand strong in it. And that's what separates the good from the great, or the people, the unsuccessful to the successful. Because the successful know how to go into a dark place and stand tall and ultimately come out because they know this is only for a moment.
Alright guys, and it's time for dessert. So this is Honey's Kettle's chicken apple pie. It looks really good. If it's the same dough from the biscuits, I'm ready for this. So,
It definitely looks homemade.
so cheers y'all. Enjoy. Okay, you definitely get some of that batter from the biscuits. Nice and sweet.
Not too much cinnamon.
Yeah, which kind of throws it off sometimes.
Yeah.
Having too much cinnamon on there.
Just dries up your mouth.
You were hyping up the blueberry biscuits. Now imagine we enjoying some apple. I want to taste the blueberry now. What you think, man? There's some good dessert right here?
It's good.
Yep.
I'm not the biggest apple pie eater, so you know the apple's got a crunch to it. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. But
We've seen how like you've worked with youth camps and all that stuff. Do you have any future projects you want to probably tell us about?
I got about like 2 speaking engagements set up right now.
Okay.
I've talked to like 3 coaches maybe. So yeah, probably like potentially 3 speaking engagements I could be setting up. No particular date yet.
Okay. As far as like coaches, is it still all mainly football?
Yeah. I want to venture off into basketball and all that other stuff. But it's not even basketball season right now.
That's true. That's
know,
true.
yeah. So yeah, mainly football.
I would really like want to see you talk to boxers because especially because your main focus for motivation comes from within. So a boxer, UFC fighter, something that
Individual sport.
individual sport athletes, you know, a tennis player. I bet you'll be able to make some of those dudes do something,
for
man.
sure. And then I do boxing training too. So, you know, that would definitely.
Yeah, you'll definitely be able to relate to them. Alright guys, so the speed round, I'll just hit you with a bunch of questions and then you just give us a little fast response. Give a little viewers a little idea. Sweet or savory food?
Sweet.
Sweet. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Pineapple or no pineapples on pizza?
No pineapple.
No pineapple, okay. Fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
Fruits. Burgers or tacos?
Tacos.
Tacos, okay.
Yeah.
Ramen or pho?
I don't even know what fuck is.
So we're gonna go with ramen, so we all had couple noodles. We've all had that. Nutella or peanut butter?
Nutella.
Nutella, okay.
Yeah.
We got peanut butter lover, that's why. Most of the guests have said Nutella, that's why. So
Man, hey, you know what? The first time I experienced Nutella was my homeboy put Nutella on a Ritz cracker. I said, I'm not about to eat that, but when I ate it,
blew you away.
Man, what?
All right, Skittles or M&M's?
Ooh, that's tough. Skittles.
Skittles, okay. Eating in or eating out?
Oh, that sounds crazy.
So you know, so eating in is like you know, you like home cooked meals more. Eating out is like you like going to a restaurant.
Yeah, I like eating out.
Eating out, okay. Last question: if you had a chance to talk to any celeb right now, dead or alive, to you know help you out with the motivation of speaking and the journey, who would you go to? Nipsey. That's it, man. Taste buds is over, so now gotta hit you guys with some Pedro's thoughts.
So as you guys know, we have a motivational speaker, and you know I really felt that. So now I'm gonna motivate y'all. If you give up on someone just because they're in a relationship, that's your loss. Some of them cheat. Amen.
Alright guys, it's time for our overall grade and favorite plate of the day. James, our guest, of course, so we're gonna have him start. But out of 5 stars, bro, what are you gonna give it?
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay.
And then my favorite dish of the day, because it was different, I'm gonna go ahead and say it was the apple pie.
Oh, alright, there we go. We showed him a whole new plate. We'll show him 2 new plates because he never had the spicy either. Pedro?
You remember, mine was gonna go with a 4.5. Good chicken spot. I want to say it was the plate, but the biscuit.
The biscuit
The fact that it wasn't dry, because you know the
Yeah.
Popeyes one, you could throw in the oach and it'll soak up the whole all the water in there. But this time, nah, bro.
He's stupid.
That was a good. Yeah, I'm going with the biscuit, man. If I would have had that bacon one, maybe would have been the pie.
Right. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. He stole my answer because I was gonna say the biscuit, but to change it up, I'm going with a 4.5 as well. I'm gonna just go with the chicken breast, man. The chicken overall has got a good crunch, white meat, everything that you would want in a good home-cooked fried chicken. That's gonna be it, guys. Overall grade is gonna be right up there for Honey Kettle's chicken. So yeah, guys, we just want to thank James once again for coming onto the show, spitting some more knowledge towards us and sharing us his journey, his origin, everything that he was able to tell us. We really appreciate it, bro. Where can they find you on social media?
So on Instagram, you can find me at jbrockciu. That's JBROCKCIU. Or you can follow the business page at Clap It Up LA.
Just to give them a taste of what they could expect from you is, what would you tell a young person who's going through life right now? Might have no self-esteem, no confidence, might have anxiety. What would you tell that person?
So whatever you are struggling with, whatever you lack confidence in, whatever you feel that you aren't capable of, I want you to understand the only way that you can grow in confidence and the only way that you can find out if you're capable, which you are, is if you go after it and if you stand in the middle of it and fight in the middle of that situation to grow into it. We are able to do whatever we put our minds to, but we have to face it. If we can't face it, we can't do it. So go out and face it. Stand in the mirror. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you are beautiful, you are lovely. Tell yourself in the mirror that you can have it. Tell yourself in the mirror that you are valuable. And everything that you say to yourself in that mirror will come true. Just make sure you go and face it.
And there we have it, guys. We'll catch you guys next week.
So